Today, we're gonna draw Abby Saja from the Saja Boys from the K-pop Demon Hunters. What do you think about that, Mr. Ice Cream?
I love it! Abby is the coolest Saja boy.
All right, well, I'm glad you're excited.
Before we get started, the only materials you need for this project are paper, a pencil, a black marker, and something to color with.
So let's get started. So we're gonna start with on the top half of the page here, nice big circle like this. And it's kind of important that you get the proportions right on this because this is gonna set up the whole proportions of everything in the drawing. So we're gonna start with a nice big circle there. And then on the left side of the circle, we're gonna draw a line coming straight down like this. And then right through the middle on a little bit of a diagonal, I'm gonna do another line like that. And then halfway between this line, right along that center line, between this and the bottom, I'm gonna do a little dot there, and another little dot halfway between that and the bottom. So this line is gonna be the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. So now from this circle, we can start kind of carving out the face. So just below the top of the circle here, we'll do a little curve down and then come straight down and kind of bump out a little bit. And then put in a little kind of upside down V shape for an eyebrow there. And then keep that line coming into the eye line. Bump out to the edge of the circle for the cheekbone. And then come down along the edge of the circle. Little bump for where the mouth is. And then keep going down to the bottom of the circle and do kind of like a little bit of two bumps for kind of that strong dimple chin. And then we're gonna cut off the edge of the circle here with a straight line up this way. And then we can draw his eye right along this line. We do a little shape like that. And another shape on the bottom like that. And put in one little line for where his iris is. A little circle for the highlight. And then right in between the eyebrow and the eye, we can start a line like this that comes down a little loop on the end for its nose. A little bit of a bump just underneath. And then a little line like that for the other side of the nose. Now where this little dot is, we're going to do a little kind of smile line going up to that dot. Little bump in the middle. And another little smile like that. Top lip curves up and down the middle. And up and down back to the other side. Draw a little line down the middle here. And then the bottom lip just doesn't quite connect there. And now we can draw. Well, let's do the ear first. So now that we have these lines, we're gonna kind of draw a line going straight up from here. And that's gonna be like right in line with, in between the nose and the mouth. And then we draw ear shape that comes back up and touches this line for the eyes. A little bit of a triangle for sideburn there. Curve that back around. Curving line like that. And then a few lines like that for his bangs. It's kind of got like a scruffy yet clean cut look. And so then we can put in right along the center line here. We'll put in the other eyebrow, which comes up and touches the edge of the bangs here, and then back down, like that. And then his other eye right along this line, so starting from the line, and curving up and down, a little flare at the ends, and then up and down. Connect back like that. A little circle in there for his other iris. A little highlight. And now, starting from his forehead over here, draw a line that comes up above the circle there. And then two little bumps up like that. And then two little overlapping bumps like this. One more little bump. One more curve like that. And then a little jagged piece of hair there. And then curve right around the edge of the circle. And do a couple more little jagged pieces there. And then connect back to the ear.
This is fantastic. It's already starting to look like Abby.
So now we can just add a little bit of detail inside the ear here. And a little bit of detail to the hair, so where this piece of hair is, curves up like that, and then back down. Another line like that. And then where this is, kind of curves down like that. And these two little jagged pieces kind of come up and connect. This one curves up like that. And now we can kind of like darken in these lines a little bit. So his forehead. To the eyebrow. Go in and out. So now we're gonna do kind of right in the middle of this cheek. A little line coming down for his neck. And then right from the middle of his chin, connect a V right there. And then from the center of the V, we're gonna go straight down. And then curve out and up on both sides like that. And now from just below the V here, we're gonna go up. And create a little bit of shirt collar. And this one's kind of hidden by his cheek, but just do a little curve back down like that. And then we're gonna do his arms here, so a little line for the shoulder there. And then curve this back inside. And then from here, we're gonna do one curve like that. Another curve like that. And then curve this back to his shirt right there. And then right from his cheek here, I'm gonna do one curve here, two curves in, and then one more curve going back out. And then we can do the other arm over here. On the short sleeve shirt, add two little buttons right here. And then I will try to make the arms really simple. Thankfully, we're not even gonna do any hands. So we just do curve like that for his bicep. Another curve for the tricep. A little bump for the elbow, which goes right back behind his ear. And then connect this right back to the back of his cheek there. And then same thing on the other side. So we're gonna do bump for the bicep, another bump for his tricep, another bump for the elbow, and connect that back. Like that. And now we're gonna do two lines coming down from the edges of the shirt. Add a little bit of belly button in the middle there. Two more lines coming down like this for the abs. And then we're just gonna put a belt buckle right in the middle here. So a little horizontal rectangle. Another rectangle. And then one more around that. Two lines going to both sides here, two more rectangles. And then kind of an oval shape around that. For the loops on the pants. One more rectangle there. Another rectangle on the right, and then one more kind of oval shape right here. And then right below the belt buckle, we kind of do a V shape. Go down from the edge of the pants on both sides. And from there. Then we're gonna do a little curve right down the middle here, and not quite connected, but one more curve like that. So we gotta show how muscular he is. And then the last move for a little bit of detail is to just add the flowers to the front of his shirt. So one on this side, 1, 2, 3. And a little bit of flower shape here. And another little bit right here. And that's it. So now we're gonna go back and darken this in with some Sharpies. Oh, before we do that, looks like I made this a little too thick. So I'm just gonna make that a little bit skinnier. When I just like sat back, I realized that his waist shouldn't come outside where the pants are. So let's bring that in a little bit. And then I'm even gonna bring the shirt up a little bit. Because we want those abs to not actually connect to the pants. We want it to look something like that. And now we can go back and darken this in with some Sharpies. So let's go. All right, so there's our finished Sharpie outline of Abby Saja. So now I'm just erasing a few of our original pencil lines so they don't smudge into my markers. And now it's time to color this in. So let's keep the party going. All right, well, there's our finished drawing of Abby Saja from the Saja Boys, from the K-pop Demon Hunters. What do you think, Mr. Ice Cream?
This is amazing. Where do you think I could buy that shirt?
Yeah, I like his shirt too. So I'm glad you had fun, and I hope the rest of you had fun, and we'll see you at the next art party.
Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to save your seat at the next art party.